Hello everybody, welcome back to the Phantom the card game designed by Mikael Lyck, playing on Tabletop Simulator. This Tabletop Simulator mod was made by HagarLucky, and we have played through a couple of the mission chapters and lore cards throughout, and last time we just completed the Story of Devil Part 3. We've managed to get all the timer tokens. I've already cleaned those up, but we've managed to get through that. And we're now moving on to part 4 of the story. Before we get started, I am going to add in one extra thing. I'm going to add in the loot table. I hate to add it in the middle of a game. I just feel like that might be a helpful thing for us to have. The loot table, basically what happens is every time an enemy dies, if that enemy is listed on the loot table, we're going to do a card check. And we are going to see if we can earn enough points to gain a benefit. So we're going to be fighting quite a few wolves. So that's on the far left of the card here. And you can see that if we do a card check, we're going to draw. And for every skull icon on the card, we're going to get 1 point. For every good mark token, we're going to get 3 points. And if we manage to get between 4 and 8 points, we're going to be able to gain a skull token, which will be helpful for initiating another combat. Or if we're somehow very, very lucky, which can happen, we could get ourselves a 9 points, and we can gain ourselves a new card, the Tight Grip card, which is going to help in doing damage in combat. And here are those cards. Here's a Tight Grip card which could potentially earn. It costs a skull to put out onto the table, and we can trash it to add 2 damage to our combat. So we're going to throw that in. It's weird to throw it in the middle of a story, I know, but I feel like that might be something worth putting in, and this way you can see it in action. If you've watched this far along, you probably deserve to see something else that's extra, something new. So let's move on to part 4 of the story of Devil. The sound from the jungle drums echoes in the air. A wolf pack have attacked the Wombesi village. Okay, so first we're going to place wolves attack the Wombesi village on the Destiny row, and that's this card here. And this is an objective card, and when we play this card, we're going to put 2 wolves cards into play in the Destiny row. And each fate phase, instead of the wolves attacking us, they are going to attack the Wombesi village. And every damage that they do to us is still going to go to the Wombesi village. And if basically we're going to put 10 tokens on this card, and every attack would take a token off. And if we get down to 0 villagers, we will lose the game. We have allowed the wolves to overrun the village. And we're going to win if there's no cards named wolf in the Destiny row. So my understanding is this does not count for the wolf cub. It would just be for the wolf card itself. So even though it says put in the Destiny row, I'm just going to place it just underneath because it's a bit easier to do. It says place 10 villager tokens on the wolf attacks Wombesi village card, so we'll get we'll use story tokens for that. 1, 2. It's fun for you to watch as I count out 10 tokens. All right, and finally, we're going to add part 4. Oh, I gotta add the 2 wolves. Right, this says play 2 wolves in the Destiny row. Here's 2 more wolves. We are being overrun. And now let's get part 4. So let's take out part 4 of the story. The story tale part 4. Do not draw Destiny cards in Destiny phase. That is nice. And if the village is saved, which means if we've destroyed all of the cards that say wolf in the Destiny row, we'll move on to part 5. Alright, so that all happened during the Destiny phase of the turn. So we're actually now getting into the preparation phase. We kept 1 card, and we chose to heal last recovery phase. Last recovery phase there. We chose to heal. So our wounds have gone away, but we unfortunately have left all of our items tapped. Maybe we should not have done that. And we instead should have used this card to heal the injuries and untapped. So we'll see how this goes. This might be a very short round. Our deck has been played out. So we are going to take our discard pile and shuffle it all up. Oh. Give it a quick shuffle. And we're going to draw ourselves 2 more cards that have a hand limit of 3. All right, Battle Suit. This is a card we gained from one of the achievements. This costs quite a bit to get out, but it does let us shuffle a card from the Destiny row into the deck and then play a new card. That could be interesting to get rid of a wolf, but I don't think we'll be able to afford to get that. And then that favorite card of mine, Message from the Jungle Drums, which allows us to look and see what's coming next and gain a resource. Well, right now we have no resources, so we really do want to gain a resource. And we also really need to do some combat, so why don't we discard the battle suit right off the bat to gain ourselves a skull mark, which we'll use for initiating combat. And we'll play... what can we afford to do? I think we're going to have to discard this card, even though I was hoping to keep it. We are going to discard this for a good mark. I hope that choice is not going to bite us later on. We're going to spend that good mark to play Message for the Jungle Drums. And we're immediately going to trash it. To look at the top card of any deck, we'll look at the top card of our player deck. So wild, okay. And then take a resource of our choice. Let's take another skull token. All right, we have 10 villagers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 wolves that can potentially attack. So that means we'd be down 40% of our village right at the end of this fate phase if we do not remove some wolves. So we have got to get some attacks put out there. Right now, the wolves have 1 health, plus 1 health for each card with the subtype wolf in play. And that does count our ally, Devil, as Devil has the subtype wolf. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wolves. So 1 plus 6, 7. Each wolf has 7 health right now. And we need to get rid of a couple of those. This one has suffered 2 damage. The rest are at full health. And we don't have to worry about the wolf cub attacking because the wolf cub does not attack. So let's tell I'm rusty with Tabletop Simulator. Let's spend a skull mark to initiate combat. We already know it's going to be a wild, which means it can stand in for a skull. So we do immediately 1 damage. As you can see here, initiate combat, you immediately get 1 damage, and then we gain an extra damage for every skull token. Now a wild counts as a skull, so we've done 2 extra damage. So let's place 2 more damage on this wolf that's already injured. And let's spend our last skull token to initiate combat again. And so we have 1 damage already. And the Colt 45 comes out there, an extra 3 damage. We've done 4 damage. So that is nice. 4 damage. When we do damage, we can assign it however we want. We can split it up however we'd like. So right now, this wolf has 7 health total. We've done 4 damage to it. It needs 3 more. So we're going to take that 4 damage. We're going to put 3 of it onto the wolf. Instantly removing the wolf. And I'm going to place it right here to remind ourselves to check our loot card in a second. That means that these wolves are now down to 1, 2, 3, 4 plus Devil's 5, so 6 health. We have 1 more wound left that we can apply. Let's apply it here. And because we managed to kill a wolf, we now get to do the loot table. We are going to do a check, and we're going to hope to get some luck signs and some skulls. Let's see how we do. We need to get at least 4 points worth in order to get anything. That'd be really nice to do that. Let's see. Ooh, a luck token and a skull. So luck token, or not a luck token, a good mark rather. A good mark is worth 3, and a skull is worth 1, so that is 4. And with 4, that gains us another skull token as loot. Another skull resource. And we're going to spend it. We've got to spend it. And let's do another combat. So we get 1 damage just for initiating combat. And let's see how we do. Stealth symbol. That's not going to add anything else. We managed to do 1 more damage. There we go. So 4, 5 plus 1. This guy's got 6 health. Put that away now that we've checked our loot table. So we have not managed to kill our wolf. We are tapped out and we have no more resources. So moving on from the adventure phase, next phase is the fate phase. Normally any enemies still standing would attack us. However, that is not the case in this one. The wolves are going to attack the village instead. There are 1, 2, 3 wolves that do attack. As we've talked about before, the wolf cub does not attack. So that means we lose 3 villagers. And that's maybe the happy version of the story is that these villagers have run away in fear. The unhappy version is that they are no more. So we have 7 villagers left. Okay. Cleanup phase. Anything to worry about would happen now? There's nothing to worry about for the cleanup phase. On to the recovery phase. There's no wounds, and we really need our cards in our tableau ready to help us out. In the Destiny phase, normally we draw a new Destiny deck card. However, you'll remember that the no Destiny cards are drawn during the Destiny phase at this point in the story, which is great because we already have enough problems here with these wolves. Though there is a card in the Destiny deck which could help us deal with that. Colonel Bagshot's in this deck still, and if he came out, he'd clear all the wolves out of the Destiny row. But other than that, almost every other card would probably be negative for us. So, no Destiny cards come out. We are going to prepare by drawing up to 3, and we really hope we can get rid of those enemies this turn. So we got to Seek Shelter, which helps us deal with ongoing events. We really don't need that card right now. We have a Sprint, which helps us draw a card. Useful. And we have a Campfire, which helps us untap a card and ready it again. And there's some things we could do here. First, let's get rid of Seek Shelter. That is gone, and we gain a stealth token for that. And I think we're going to try to draw another card with Thunder. Hopefully it's not one that's full of skulls, because that would have been better for combat. Sabandar Explorer. Be good to get ourselves a good mark with this. I don't think I'm going to play it right now, so in fact we'll get rid of that right away, gaining ourselves another good mark. And I think it is time to try out our Colt. We are going to attack one of those wolves with the Colt. And this does not count as a combat, but we're going to tap our card or exhaust our card. And by exhausting the Colt, we are going to see if we can shoot one of those wolves. We'll do a card check. If it is a skull, we will remove the enemy. If it is a good mark, though, that gun is going to be done. We will be trashing that card. So here we go, hoping for skulls, hoping to see no good marks here. Wow. That's a lot of skulls. We see many skulls. That is enough for us to get rid of another enemy. So we'll get rid of that enemy. We'll pick one that's obviously full health because that'll be easier on us. And I believe this loot table will still go off. I'm going to treat it as if it does. If I do not, I'll put a note. Or if you're not supposed to, I will put a note. So we'll do a quick check. It is a wild, so I guess we could call it a good mark. But that'd still only be 3. And nothing happens on a 3. Okay. Well, let's spend a stealth token and play Campfire. So campfire, we can trash to unexhaust a card. And we fired that weapon once successfully. You might remember that there are achievements that we can be getting in the game, and one of those achievements is to use one weapon twice in the same turn. And I think we're going to try to get that achievement right now. So we've paid our stealth token for the campfire. We're now going to trash the campfire to unexhaust our Colt, and we are going to use it a second time. And again, we're looking for skulls, hoping to not see a good mark. There we go. It's a wild. We're going to call that a skull. That gets rid of another wolf, which is going to let us do our loot table check. Again, looking for good marks and skulls, hoping to get at least 4. There's a good mark and a skull. That gets us 4. And 4 gains us a skull token. There we go, a skull token. And because we managed to complete our achievement of using one weapon twice in the same turn, that third one down, we are going to get a card. Shuffle this deck up. I better mark the achievement. I'll just put a little token. That's pretty tricky. Well, I'll put a token here and I'll remind myself what that means later, and I'll clean it up at the end of the video. Let's see what we draw. One of the Phantom's allies. Gurren, he's a Bandar ally. He's going to get us, he's going to cost 2 good marks and 2 wilds. And he lets us exhaust him in order to unexhaust somebody else. And we can also look through the discard pile for a good Bandar card and put it into our hand. Now, we gain an achievement. We can do a couple things with it. We can put it right into our hand. We can put it right into the discard pile. We can put it right into our draw pile. And because it's got good marks and it's got those 2 wilds, I'd like those wilds because I can count those as skulls. That'll help with combat. So let's put them right on the top of our deck. There. Okay. You know what? This is not so bad. I was worried we're going to lose more of these villagers, but we're doing okay. Let's get rid of the skull token. And that is going to allow us to do a combat. And we're going to attack that wolf. That wolf, as you remember, there's 3 wolves out in play right now. So they have 1 health plus 1 for each wolf type. So there's a total of 4 health. He has 2 done to him already. Let's see how we do. There we go. We got 2. We did 3. So 2 wilds will count as skulls. That's 2 damage. Plus the 1 just finishing combat. That is 3 damage. Oh dear. That is overkill. My knowledge is that we have to assign all damage. So we are going to be playing it that way. Again, I'll see if I can... That's the way it seems to be played out, is we assign all damage. So we'll do 2 of the damage to this wolf. But unfortunately, we'll have 1 damage left over, and that is going straight to this wolf cub. So this wolf cub will take damage as well. The problem with that is that now, the rest of the game, all wolves that come out are going to have extra 2 health. They've been riled up because we've killed one of their cubs. And so, yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's clean up our extra tokens here. The wolf goes into the wolf pile. The wolf cubs go in the discard pile. I'm going to set it here so that we don't forget that we have to add those 2 extra damage for our 2 extra health for all our wolves. And because we killed a wolf, loot table. We're going to be looking for skulls and good marks. There's 3 points worth, not enough to get anything. And because we've cleared the row, we have saved the village. The village, the last part of the card, the bottom of the card says the village is saved. There's no card named Wolf in the Destiny row. There's not. So this objective is complete. And when the objective is complete, read part 5. We're going to do that right now. We won't even finish playing out our cards or finishing off this phase. We're just going to go straight into it. because that will be helpful for us. So let's get rid of all these extra villagers that survived. Thank you for your service. This card goes away, and part 5 is coming out right now. You decide that Satan must be fought. While tracking him, you get lured into his trap. Alright, all those wolves attacking the village, we decide enough is enough. We need to defend this village. We need to deal with Satan right now. We rush out there, and he has lured us into a trap. We are going to place Satan on the Destiny row, and we are going to place part 5 of the story as the active mission. Here comes Satan. And he's the same for both heroic. Oh, that's the story card, rather. So we'll read that first. Part 5 of the story. All wolves have +2 health. And of course, +2 health for this wolf cub. All wolves have 4 extra health. Remove a wound token from each wolf during the Destiny phase. So they're going to heal slowly every time. And if Satan is ever placed in the resolve pile, read part 6. Let's find Satan. Oh. Don't know where I put Satan. Satan in here? No? Did I put him away wrong? Yeah, I did. Here's Satan right here. Alright. That's the easy side. Don't need that. Here is Satan. Alright, Satan is the objective. He's an enemy. He's a boss. He's a wolf. He starts with 8 health. And, of course, we're going to add an extra 4 health to him. So he has 12 health in total. Okay. And yeah, I guess we better get at it. We have Satan to fight here, my friends. Alrighty. Well, let's, because we're still in the adventure phase, let's discard this card to gain a resource, and we gain a stealth token. I wish we had one more resource. That'd be enough for us to trade our 3 wilds in. Here, trade our 3 wild cards in for a skull, be able to initiate combat. Unfortunately, we don't do that. Devil, he's got a great ability where he can cancel an attack by a non-boss enemy. Of course, Satan is a boss. So we are going to take some damage now. There's nothing left we can do in the adventure phase, so we're going on to the fate phase. We are going to take a wound. Satan attacks us. He's lured us into a trap, and he's now attacked us here. And we are going to take... It's only a flesh wound. If we manage to get 3 total injuries, we'll instantly lose the game. This is probably the best wound card that we could draw. All of the other ones are worse than that. So we'll take a flesh wound. That is more than fine. On to the recovery phase. We could heal the wound, but I don't think we will. I think instead we will get our Colt up and running. And we will get Thunder ready. And we have to play a new card of the Destiny row. Let's see what we get. Balmy Weather. This is a great one. So if there's any other weather cards, they would go into the resolve pile. There are none. We gain an extra good mark during each preparation phase. This card's going to stay in play. And, oh, there is a bad part though. Play a Destiny card when this is played. I don't think there's any rules about playing a wolf instead. Nope. So, let's play a second Wombusy Warrior. Well, Devil and this is in play. Devil has no effect. Well, we need to clear this up. Spend 2 good marks to resolve this. I guess Devil does not want to interact with Wombusy Warriors, and if we're working with Wombusy Warriors, Devil will not be helping us out. I'd rather have Devil. Devil's a lot more helpful. At least he has some abilities. These warriors sure don't. So that is the Destiny phase. On to the preparation phase. And you remember the Balmy Weather card says that during this phase, we're going to gain a good mark token. We are going to grab one now. There's those 2 we're going to need to spend to get rid of that. So that's good. And let's draw up to 3. Alrighty. Lots going on here. We gotta do 12 damage to Satan. We gotta clear this Wombesi Warrior card up. And Protective Ring of Fire, not super helpful. Will let us get a good mark though. Campfire, we might need that. It might be useful. And Bend our Warrior. We'll probably just discard for good mark tokens as well. Okay. Let's start off with spending our 2 good mark tokens. Spending those will immediately resolve this Wombasi Warrior card. We say, hey, we got Satan, you're good. We'll deal with him by ourselves. You guys just take off. And they do. Now Devil's back. He'll be helping us out. Alrighty. Let's tap Thunder to draw a card. We've already burnt through our deck, so let's give that a little shuffle. That's the kind of card I was looking for. Message from the Jungle Drums. We can pay anything to play it. Let's get that paid off right now. Stealth token out. Spend to play Message for the Jungle Drums. We will trash it for its ability. We're going to look at the top card of any deck and we're going to gain a resource of our choice. So let's trash that. Let's gain a skull. And let's see what's coming on our draw deck. Nope. Triple skull. This is perfect. I think we are actually going to end the game in just a couple quick little plays. Now I did check with the designer, and what I'm about to do is something that we're allowed to do. The Colt 45 has a weapon. If we flip and we have a skull token, that enemy goes into the resolve pile. We can use this on a boss. He said, yep, that's totally fine. I feel very like Indiana Jones in that section of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he's trying to get Marion, and that guy jumps out with a giant sword. He's swinging it around, and all the people in the plaza kind of pull back and watch. They're expecting some kind of spectacle of a fight. Indiana Jones just pulls out his gun, fires off, and gets some gun, gets rid of him. Kind of like can't be bothered, and that's what we're going to do. The Colt 45, we are going to exhaust it. We are going to check and make sure that we get skulls. And we sure do. Triple skull. We are going to fire our bullet right at Satan. Even though he has 12 health, that does not matter. That is enough. We just immediately put him in the resolve pile. We have a well-aimed slug, and Satan is taken out. There we go, friends. We have done it. Satan is placed in the resolve pile. Read Part 6. Congratulations. You've won. Peace in the jungle is restored. After Satan's demise, the other wolves go back to the mountains and Devil decides to join you as a trusted companion and friend. There you go, everybody. That's the story of Devil. We first met him as a pup all by himself. We've trained him up. We've faced adversity together. We've dealt with Satan, and he has joined us as a faithful companion and friend. And you'll notice at the very bottom, it says place Unspoken Bond in your deck. We've already got that because we played through the game in normal. Any of these cards that we add in this game, we can keep those and continue using them for later scenarios in this game, or trying to play a harder difficulty of the same scenario. It kind of helps us build our decks up. That's a heroic playthrough. You've seen the heroic playthrough of this first scenario for the Phantom the card game. If you like what you saw, I encourage you to go and look for this game. I enjoy it. I can't give you a 100% review. I haven't played through everything, but I can tell you that I've played this scenario now. This is my 6th time playing it, and I'm going to play it again. I've really, really enjoyed this. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch through with us and experience it with me. And I hope that this might encourage you or inspire you to go and look for your own copy. Look down in the description below and you can find some places where you might be able to hunt it down. Right now it's being crowdfunded. So if you see this video when it goes up, you have lots of time to jump on the bandwagon and grab yourself a copy. I can tell the designer's been very responsive and helpful. I can tell he's put a lot of effort into this, and I'm impressed with where he is. And if you see this video later, it shows up in retail or anywhere else. Again, thanks for playing along with me. Thanks for enjoying it. And I hope you enjoyed this playthrough of the story of Devil on Heroic Mode. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.